Hey, you know what was cool about the last series? That Dark Angel Olivia actually did work.
Oh,
man.
that's the...
There are very few times I feel like where I see every single evolution orb you gain from Dark Angel Olivia take into effect and then win you the game.
He didn't even use it on its full effect. He still had one orb left.
Yeah, he overflowed one of the orbs from. He was.
But that orb, that last orb that he had, is what won him the game. Being able to Zell and then Ouroboros.
Good choice. I mean, the timing is also really important when you drop Dark Angel because, I mean, 9 costs for a 4/4, right? It's like,
yeah.
So, I think it was well spent. Well spent. Mulligan, perhaps a Genesis Dragon, and the Zell, of course. Zell is a late game card despite its play point cost. Anyways.
Definitely. Blargh has 3 opportunities to ramp in this opening hand with 2 Oracles.
And he's going first. Let's see. Oh my god.
And Blazing Breath and Breath of the Salamander kind of not the cards you really want to draw. And Lest has got 3 of them. 2 Breaths and 2 Blazing Breaths, 1 Breath of the Salamander. Blargh's not really going to be playing much followers. And even if he does play an Aelia, just clearing it just gives the advantage back over to Blargh.
Oh, he's got the Dragon.
There's the Dragoon.
The Dragoon. All right. We're on turn 3, but it's turn 4. And it's going to be turn
We're on turn 3, but
5,
it's turn 4.
But it's going to be turn 3. Wait.
That's right. There's a difference between the orbs you have and the turn it actually is.
I'm getting confused. I think it doesn't matter for Sybil, though. I think Sybil just gives it to you.
Sybil gives you the orb, but it only gives you the orb if you play it after turn 5. So if you've ramped before it and you play it right when you have 5 orbs, it won't give you the orb.
All right, let's see. Oh my god, he just passed. He just passed. There it is.
He had Forte in his hand. That would have been a great play. But I guess he wants to save onto that card. We'll see if that choice helps him out in the long run, saving onto Forte like that.
There's quite a few choices in hand here. Breath of the Salamander.
Getting great effect there, clearing off 2 followers.
But
Sybil
now
and
lagging behind in points. And this is the situation I'm talking about where the person who went second actually ended up being the person who had more orbs. He's already at 10 play points, while his opponent is just going to be coming up to 8.
That's interesting. Why do you think that it happened this way?
Because he got some of them juicy oracles, got some of them Sybils. You know, he was having a good time just up and down the ramp. Technology, man, makes it much easier to travel in vertical directions. You know, geometry, architecture, all of them combined.
Yeah.
What is a key subject matter that has enabled things like ramps?
Levers, ramps, simple machines.
Simple machines.
Yada, yada, yada. And we're still seeing Les sitting on those 2 Blazing Breaths that he drew in the first turn of the game.
Breath of the Salamander gonna take down Forte. And Blargh is on his merry way.
And now we're officially in the late game. That was the 9th orb for Les. He's got 10 orbs now. We'll see what he's able to do. Both players sitting on very full hands, too. I love this. And the Dragoon is still in the hand of Les. Definitely, I think, a solid win condition if you've got a full hand of 9 cards being able to do 8 damage directly at a face. If you can get your opponent down to that level.
Oh, man, that's a big if, isn't it?
Yeah, one big if. And that's 12 attack damage, 3 defense Rahab. Unfortunately, Breath of the Salamander does exactly 3 damage when he plays it on 2
He could also
orbs.
Ouroboros.
Yeah, he could. He could, yeah.
But then that exposes the Ouroboros to Lightning Blast. Zell?
Probably Ouroboros, yeah.
Evolve?
He did damage to face. He could have...
He wants to kill it
He's
off.
going to evolve the Zell.
He wants to kill it off to not get Lightning Blasted.
Right.
Oh, it's going to get Lightning Blasted.
Ooh. But next turn, that's Dragoon. That's victory. If Blargh doesn't heal up,
you are correct.
That's going to be 6 damage.
Oh my god,
Well,
I think Les just gave Blargh the old one too.
I think, oh my gosh,
He
that's
just
game.
gave him the old one too.
Dragoon coming in effect, and he didn't even have Dragonmancer's rights. Oh my gosh. I saw that card in the deck. I was like, oh, I got so excited. Oh, man. There it is. There it is. Come on, play the card. Play the card.
Excuse the indecorum.
Oh, wow.
My god.
Ooh.
Oh my god, he just dropped the mic on this poor man's face.
Drop the mic last. What a play. What a choice to throw Imperial Dragoon into your Ramp Dragon deck.
He only had one of them too.
You only had one of them.
It was.
You might not even draw
a
it.
chosen one.
He drew it on, it was like turn 3 or turn 4, I think, that he ended up drawing really earlier in the game.
Chosen Dragoon. It was just, you know, I was racking my brain thinking of like, how are you ever going to get in this situation where you can have the cards in hand, but spend enough to get the damage, but it was just, it worked out perfect.
It was the Zell or Boros doing that 8 damage to face plus the 3, that 11 damage, and then discarding that was more than 20 damage in 2 turns.
Oh my god.
Wow. And now we're going into game 2.
I want to play that deck.
I definitely want to try it. Oh man, that was great. All right.
The next time you see me, I'm going to be a Dragoncraft main.
Mother, father.
Next time, so tomorrow morning. Probably.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
You're going to be Dragoncraft main.
Yeah, I didn't sleep all night. I just played Dragoncraft.
Spent 55,000 red vials. I'm now broke. I had to sell my house.
All my belongings. Kept my internet subscription on my phone. Oh my god.
All right, Lest switching over to a Shadow deck, Blargh staying on his Dragon deck. Not a terrible curve from Lest. Curb. Catacomb is gonna be able to play next turn, beef out those followers. And there's not any removal in the hand of Blargh. He doesn't have Blazing Breath. He doesn't have Breath of the Salamander.
He's going to slowly ramp up, and Ambush is going to kind of drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The lack of removal means he's going to have to play a follower. And if he plays a follower, then that means that Les is going to trade into it, which means that the Shadow Reaper is
But if the
keeping on his
follower that he
workout
plays
plan.
is Aelia, that's going to be playing into Blargh's hand as well.
Yeah.
But that's, by the time you've ramped up, that's going to be a lot of damage to face. It could be too much for Blargh to handle.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if Blargh the Blogger can hold on as long as he needs to get to the late game.
Blargh the Blogger, huh?
He probably doesn't even blog. Who blogs?
doesn't.
That's so 90s.
Can't keep relying on
It's all
me,
about the
Dragon.
vlogging.
It's all about the vlogging.
Oh god, I feel dirty for saying that word. Hey, is Erd a thing?
Erd's the thing. You could play it this turn.
Destiny
There it is. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes it felt like it was just a card in hand.
Wow,
That's
getting
great.
great effect right there.
Mhm.
That was a solid Erd play. He's got a full board of followers.
Getting some shadows.
And there's no... Oh, I was so hoping that he would draw Breath of the Salamander. That would have been great board clear. Even if he did draw it, though, that still would have been a lot of skeletons on the side of Lest.
Yeah. 7 damage. Can opt to bump it up to 9.
And now Lest
Doesn't he have a board space to play Cerberus, actually?
Yeah, he is. That's the first world problem of the aggro Shadow deck.
Yeah.
You don't have board space, you can't play your other followers. It's not going to matter, though. That's going to be a lot of damage.
Oh, God. What is even the turn 8 play here? He's got Ouroboros that can slow down some of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 2 of them.
And Rahab as well. I think the ward is going to be crucial as well. He could Rahab and Grimnir. Getting a lot of ward. He's going to play Sahak well.
Sahak.
Eastrefill, that's a great play. Going to be able to clear the board.
And evolving Sahak. Make sure you can finish the killing blow on Erd, perhaps. So it's not even going to matter. It's going to be able to swipe it all in one go.
Yep.
This must be
Oh, what a great play.
Phantom Howl?
Phantom Howl.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh. Well.
Well, that's still a little Soul Squasher. He's got 10 Shadows. That would take care of the Sahak wheel. Or Cerberus. And you'd have enough to play Coco, do 2 damage to face. That's 5 damage.
I think he definitely wants to save damage to face until he knows he can make the kill, because if he spends it 2 and he doesn't get the option to kill off in the next turn or so,
Right.
then there's just going to be slow healing that's going to come across. And he's got Israfil to ping for 4.
Getting Death's Breaths, hoping that he draws Ector next turn.
There are options on the side of Blargh to play now.
That's right, there's another Israfil. And an Evolve Point as well.
Didn't quite reach the option to close out the game, lest had like a very strong first few turns, but he needs something a little more impactful in his hand, I feel like.
Yeah, it's such a bummer that Israfil only does 2 damage. It's not gonna, there's 2 zombies that won't be dead from Israfil's ability. Still, Sahakuil gonna trade into one of them.
The 2 sisters, Sahakuil and Israfil.
They're sisters?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
According to a very fine gentleman from a land far, far away. I would have him tell me stories of Shadowverse all night long.
Sounds like your dad.
What?
Tell me a story of Shadowverse, Dad.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that is the thing that happened. My dad just said, "Stay in your room, study harder." It was, damn it.
Oh man, there's a great Grimnir play right here. Getting great effect being able to clear off those 3 followers. Definitely knowing that Ector is a possibility. I think that's gotta be very sweet. That's gotta sound like a great option for Blargh.
All right. Zell evolves Storm. Takes down. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be it.
Yep. Here we were sitting, twiddling our thumbs. Meanwhile,
joking about our childhoods. Blargh taking game 2.
I mean, that's really why it's so important to have board control against Dragoncraft, because you leave one of them up there. They're all heavy swingers, right?
Yeah.
Every single one of their card at that point in the game is a heavy swinger.
Yeah.
So you just...
Yeah, leaving Sahakuil up is what did him in. You have that extra 6 damage.
And in many cases, we talked about how just like wards that are 3 health are just not that great. You almost want to be 4, 5 is better, right? Because a 4 still gets swung out by Zell.
Right.
Multi-purpose. A card that can both rush and then give Storm, and cards that heal, ramp, do damage. Just there's so much stuff there for Dragon.
All right, it is game 3 of the semifinals. The winner of this goes to face Alternative in the finals. It's Shadow against Shadow. I'm gonna look down, tie my shoe, look back up, and the game's gonna be over.
Gonna tie your shoe, look up, and the game's gonna be over. We'll see. Maybe they'll just like draw each other out of options, and we'll have this ever slow kind of deck.
The ultimate top deck duel.
Like,
yeah.
This is gonna end when they get to 0 cards in deck.
Still haven't seen that yet in the NGE Shadowverse Open.
Yeah. All right, Scobie.
Still, these are great curves coming out from both players. There's a 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Blargh has Orthrus in his hand.
Yeah. And we all know how that goes.
I have a feeling like both players are going to go for face 100% of the time.
Oh.
As I say that.
Man.
Bummer, man. Predictions are hard.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. He did go for face there.
Blargh went for face, yep.
Ector in hand, ready to go, and there's another Catacomb. He's just going to overflow his board. 1 down, 2 to pop.
The bones embrace me.
Man, thinking about the choices that the players... one skeleton go to waste. But the choices that the players have about how to trade when some followers might have 2 summon skeletons, others might have 1. And when both sides of the board have those options, those are 2 skeletons gone to waste for less.
Evolves a skeleton to make him King Daddy Skeleton. That's the one that is proactive and is acting on his hopes and dreams. That's that's going to break through.
That's a big advantage on the board for on the board for Blargh.
Oh, somebody stepping up for his job, looking to take him down. I've got a crown too, but in the end, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And and they both lose their lives. Well, whatever you can consider a life for a skeleton.
Right.
So here we are on turn 5. We've got Cerberus, board control in favor of Lest. The shadows are 6 and 8, means we're getting closer to the turns where Ector shows his face. And I feel like there are a few options in hand for Blargh, but really the key thing for Shadowcraft is to make sure when they're hitting that turn 6, 7, they have significant things on board to take benefit of that.
And right now, I think both players are trying to clear their boards to make sure that doesn't happen. So both players are trying to prevent the same thing that they're trying to get.
I really think for Lest, it's kind of an interesting situation because he can always just use Death's Breath to just pop up a bunch of zombies as is. And voila.
And Lest having the first play point advantage, he's going to be able to play Ector first. And having Death's Breath on turn 6, that might be the tipping point of this game.
Let's see how he decides to trade. He has a Lurching Corpse to try to snipe one of the creatures here, so he's going to go for the Lyriel. Oh, he's going to keep the corpse. I guess,
well, but Corpse can't trade
single...
into a follower that doesn't have ward. It has to attack the leader.
Yes. So I think the interesting thing about the situation is that he's got 4 units on board. That means that none of these zombies are really going to have rush, but they can all swing face. So
right, there's no wards. I think it might be. Okay, well,
just trying to board clear.
Just trying to board clear, right? I don't think it'll be 15 damage quite just yet, but it'll be a lot of board clear and a lot of face damage. He's got 8 shadows. That'll be 2 zombies.
No more evolution orbs for either of these players.
Right.
Let's see, they're sitting and just waiting.
This head can't be taken.
Weighing all the options, he's going to go with Ector this turn.
There it is. Rush on 2. Got face for 7.
Sorry, gotta go. You run, little
He does actually lower the health on his ward there, which could open up some opportunities, or could have opened up some opportunities for something dangerous perhaps to occur, but...
I guess going for the board clear was better. He knew that Ector was going to be coming out this turn, or had to assume that it would. And that would have been just another follower, yeah. And that Lurching Corpse has been on the field for a while.
Yeah. Guy's just been hanging out.
But that's a nerd and a free Ector that's going to die.
You're mean. Destiny calls.
Such an efficient play, that Erd really coming in handy. Twice now.
Getting a really great, a second Lurching Corpse as well.
And still there's some powerful cards. You're getting Wind God at a point where you don't have a lot of units on board. Really is Bone Chimera into Wind God? But certainly not the ideal situation for the card.
Yeah, I guess that was the main option that Blargh had, but now Lest has got Cerberus in hand and is going to be able to buff up the followers he's already got on his board. That's going to be a lot of damage.
All right, Bone Chimera. He's staring at that Skull Beast. They're kind of like, the way their portraits are, it really looks like they're fighting each other, you know? Like one's standing below, kind of looking up, and the other standing around, kind of looking down.
Yep, if you play Cerberus, he doesn't have quite enough damage for lethal this turn. But there's no wards and only a Coco and Mini in the hand of Blargh. The next draw for Blargh is going to be absolutely crucial and will decide the fate of the semifinals. Because it is the final game of the series. Man, tensions are high.
If he opts not to clear any of the ward, okay, so he's going to go for it. Could have been dangerous based on the top deck there. If he opts not to clear, the Wind God buffs again.
Right.
All of a sudden, you're 10 damage. You only need 2 more to close it out. And it's going to be a Skull Beast.
It's going to be a Skull Beast. Not a great draw.
Oh, no. What is the plan? Me.
This must be fate.
Really?
Tear to shreds!
You sure about that?
He's gonna spend both his cards. May as well drop the Skull Beast down. All right. So here it is.
Man, you called it right. Both players playing this so that their opponent is exhausted, so that they run out of cards.
Oh, surprise! And that's going to make it real tough to claw his way back in. That necessitates a huge draw here. Oh. There it is. It looks like with the Phantom Howl in hand, you can try hard as you might. But the fact that these zombies have been given nice homes and shelter, they're well fed and have ward on each of them, plus an extra health point. They're not afraid of no ghosts. Get out of here.
Blargh's going to do his best to clear off the board, but it's not going to be enough. Lest is going to be able to take this series and advance to the finals.
Move on to the finals. So we have ourselves in a situation where Dragoncraft and Shadowcraft are fighting furiously. Unfortunately, I feel like I would love to see more Imperial Dragoon, but it's going to be Blargh moving on.